When we think of deadly predators today, we might picture great white sharks, tigers, or venomous snakes. But these modern killers are practically harmless compared to the terrifying creatures that once ruled our planet. From massive marine monsters to land-based killing machines, Earth's history is filled with creatures so lethal that they'd make today's apex predators look like house pets. Imagine a creature that could snap a T-Rex in half like a twig. That's exactly what the Megalodon could do. But while this giant shark often gets all the attention, it wasn't even close to being the deadliest thing in ancient seas. That title belongs to something far more terrifying, the Livyatan melville. Picture this, a sperm whale on steroids, about 60 feet long, with teeth the size of your forearm. Each of these monster teeth was over a foot long. That's twice the size of T-Rex teeth, and packed with enough force to crush a small boat. But what makes this creature truly nightmare-inducing wasn't just its size. The Livyatan had something that made it even deadlier than any other marine predator, the largest bite force ever measured in the animal kingdom. Scientists estimate it could chomp down with a force of up to 230,000 pounds. That's like having a space shuttle landing on your head. And unlike modern sperm whales that dive deep for squid, this monster hunted other whales. Fossil evidence shows something even more disturbing. These creatures didn't just hunt for food, they hunted for sport. Paleontologists have found whale skeletons with marks that suggest Livyatan would attack and kill prey even when they weren't hungry. But the oceans weren't the only place where nightmares roamed. On land, something even more terrifying was evolving. Meet Andrewsarchus, quite possibly the most powerful mammalian predator that ever lived. This creature makes modern bears look like teddy bears. Weighing in at about 4,000 pounds and standing as tall as a rhinoceros at the shoulder, Andrewsarchus had a skull nearly 3 feet long, longer than that of any known land carnivore, including T-Rex. But what made this beast truly terrifying wasn't just its size. The really scary part, Andrewsarchus wasn't just big, it was perfectly designed to kill. Its jaw could open 90 degrees wide, allowing it to swallow prey whole that would choke even a modern-day killer whale. But here's where things get really interesting. Unlike other predators that specialized in certain types of prey, Andrewsarchus could eat literally anything. But while Andrewsarchus ruled the ground, something even more terrifying ruled the skies. Most people think Quetzalcoatlus was the biggest flying creature ever. With its 40-foot wingspan, it certainly looks impressive. But there was something far deadlier in the ancient skies, something that didn't just rely on size. Meet Hatzegopteryx, a creature that makes modern eagles look like hummingbirds. While other flying reptiles were content catching fish or small prey, this monster evolved to be something far more terrifying, a ground-hunting flying predator. Imagine a creature with a 40-foot wingspan, but instead of being fragile like other pterosaurs, this beast was built like a tank. The really shocking part? Its skull was nearly 10 feet long, larger than most cars today, and reinforced with unique bone structures that made it virtually unbreakable. But what made it truly terrifying wasn't just its size. Scientists recently discovered something that changes everything we thought we knew about flying predators. Hatzegopteryx didn't just fly, it was a master of ambush hunting. Its leg bones show it could sprint on all fours faster than a modern cheetah, and its neck muscles were strong enough to toss a modern horse into the air like a rag doll. But here's where things get really disturbing. Fossil evidence suggests these creatures hunted in packs. Imagine a group of flying monsters, each the size of a small plane, coordinating their attacks like modern wolves. The hunting grounds would have been a literal nightmare. But believe it or not, none of these creatures were actually the deadliest animal that ever lived. That title belongs to something far more unexpected, Anomalocaris. Don't let the weird name fool you. This creature, living 500 million years ago, was the first super predator Earth ever saw, and it changed the game forever. Picture a creature that looks like a cross between a shrimp and your worst nightmare. It was only about 3 feet long, tiny compared to our other monsters, but what made it deadly wasn't its size. Anomalocaris had something never seen before, the first pair of compound eyes in Earth's history. Each eye contains 16,000 lenses. That's 30 times more than a modern dragonfly. This gave it the most sophisticated vision system of its time, able to track prey in almost 360 degrees. But here's the truly terrifying part. It had a ring of sharp plates around its mouth that worked like a garbage disposal, and two giant appendages with barbed spikes that could snap shut faster than a bullet travels today. This creature didn't just kill, it shredded its prey. The impact of these ancient killers went far beyond their own time. Scientists have discovered that these creatures shaped evolution itself. Every defensive adaptation we see in modern animals, shells, spikes, camouflage, speed, can be traced back to the arms race these monsters started. In fact, recent studies suggest something even more mind-blowing. Many of these prehistoric predators were actually smarter than we thought. Brain case studies of Andrewsarchus and Livyatan show neural structures surprisingly similar to modern dolphins and wolves, suggesting they might have had complex social behaviors and hunting strategies. Looking at these ancient terrors raises an unsettling question. Could any of them survive in today's world? The answer is both fascinating and disturbing. While many of these creatures would struggle with modern oxygen levels and temperatures, some, like Hatzegopteryx, could theoretically thrive in today's environment. But here's the really crazy part. We might be looking at their modern equivalents right now. Recent studies suggest that some of today's most dangerous predators, like killer whales and Komodo dragons, are following eerily similar evolutionary paths to their ancient counterparts. The story of Earth's deadliest extinct animals isn't just about giant teeth and powerful jaws. It's a reminder of nature's incredible capacity for creating perfect killing machines. These creatures didn't just dominate their worlds, they shaped the very course of evolution. And, perhaps most chilling of all, the same forces that created these monsters are still at work today. As our planet changes and ecosystems evolve, who knows what new terrors might emerge in the millions of years to come? After all, nature's deadliest creations often come in the most unexpected packages. The next time you think about dangerous animals, remember this. Today's predators are just the latest in a long line of evolutionary experiments. And if history has taught us anything, it's that nature's next perfect killer might be evolving right under our noses.